Have you ever heard the word called inner child? This word was coined and introduced by a Swiss psychiatrist by the name Carl Jung. He described this as part of your subconscious that holds on to everything that you experienced when you are growing up. It could be happy memories or it could be the painful ones. When your inner child is wounded, those old feelings don't just stay in the past. They quietly show up in your adult life, in how you react to stress, in how you see yourself, and how you show up in your relationships. Here is a small example. Almost most of us can relate with this. Imagine a girl named Mira. She was raised by a strict father, controlling father. Every choice she made, her friends, her clothes, her career, even her opinions, was corrected or dismissed. You don't understand the real world. I do, he would say. You can't manage anything without me. And Mira grows up like this, believing she genuinely could not think or decide for herself. Even after moving out for a job in another city, she still thought and she guesses every decision that she takes, and she still feels that voice in her head saying she is not capable. That voice is not really hers, it's her wound in her childhood, still carrying what she was taught as a child. If you felt something like this lately, this could be your inner child trying to tell you something is unresolved. So, in today's video, let's find out 5 ways to start caring for your wounded inner child. So stay around till the end. So the last point is a very important one. The first one is reparenting. Every child needs someone in a parenting role. Reparenting means becoming that calm, wise figure for your own inner child. The one you maybe needed but you never had or you never got. Say you are anxious about an upcoming exam or an interview or a family function, and the anxiety just won't switch off. So try this. Picture a younger version of yourself standing in front of you. Say what you wish someone had told you back then. Something like, I know you are nervous about tomorrow. It's completely okay to feel this way. You are allowed to be scared, but you have prepared and you are capable of doing this. The key point here is to acknowledge that fear and not dismiss it with a don't worry, be strong, and move on. It might feel a little awkward at first. Many of us were not taught to speak to ourselves this gently. But with practice, it gets easier and it genuinely starts to soften the world. Next point is earning trust. If your inner child is wounded, it's usually because somewhere along the way they were taught something untrue or told something hurtful, often with good intentions but harmful at the same time. Our conscious mind holds on to childhood lessons, from don't talk back to elders to don't embarrass the family, and uses them to shape how we see ourselves as adults. So, so let's go back to Mira and her father. Telling her repeatedly that she can't manage without him was not protection. It was a limiting belief he handed her. In reality, Meera runs her own home, her own finances, her own career today. But her inner child still needs to hear the opposite of what she was told. This is where you, as that wise inner parent, step in and rebuild trust. By consistently telling your inner child healthier, truer things like you are capable, you are allowed to make mistakes and still be worthy. You don't need permission to trust your own judgment. These small things will help you a lot. Next point is explore the past. If your inner child is causing you real distress, it is likely there is unresolved history. One gentle way to access those memories is through expressive non-verbal methods. Try this. Take a piece of paper and something to write or draw with. Even a simple pencil or a crayon works. Hold it in your non dominant hand and draw a moment your inner child was truly happy or truly hurt. It doesn't need to be a good drawing. Symbols, colors, or scribbles that remind you of that time are enough. Another option is writing a letter, not necessarily to send, addressed to the parent or caregiver involved, working through what you experienced. This can bring up buried memories or simply create a sense of closure, even if closure never comes from the other person. So be mindful of this if you're doing this exercise. Next point is confront childhood lies. Sometimes the pain is not from one big trauma, it's from things you were told repeatedly, framed as fact that simply was not true. Statements like, you are not good enough as you are, don't share your problems outside the house, or what will people say, can quietly convince a child that their real thoughts and feelings are not acceptable. In adulthood, these lies often turn into people pleasing, difficult set or having difficulty setting boundaries, hiding your real opinions, or constant self-doubt, especially around family, career choices, or marriage decisions, where many of us feel enormous pressure to fall in line. When one of these old lies surfaces, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this something I actually believe based on my own experience, or is this something I was conditioned to believe by someone else's fear or control? And naming the source takes away a lot of its power. Try this experiment and let me know in the comment section how did you and what did you observe. Next point is being mindful. It's easy to slip back into old patterns, especially when you are actively trying to build new ones. If you grew up with a controlling or a critical parent, it can feel like a daily effort not to repeat those same patterns. With your own, it could be with your own children, with your team members at workplace, or even your partner. Mindfulness helps you catch yourself before the old patterns play out. The first step is simply building enough awareness to notice unhealthy thoughts, words, and reactions as they happen, not after. In practice, this looks like pausing before you speak or react and asking yourself, is this a healthy response or an old pattern talking? This part can be genuinely discouraging, realizing you have repeated a pattern you promised yourself you would break. So be patient with yourself. It's a skill, and like any skill, it takes repeated practice. And it's completely okay to lean on a trusted friend or an elder or mental health professional for support along the way. History really can repeat itself, and a wounded inner child is often the quiet root cause. It may never be something you fully care, but healing it, even a little at a time, can change the cycle for you and for the people who come after you. How do you care for your own inner child? Let us know in the comments. Remember, this video is for informational and educational purpose only and is not a substitute for a professional mental health advice or a diagnosis or a treatment. If you're struggling, please reach out to a licensed therapist or a counselor. If you need a counselor, I have given a number and you can contact. She's a licensed counselor. So if you need any counseling support, I have given a number. My name is Sai Kirtan. If you are watching my channel first time, do subscribe and share it with your friends who needs this small help. And see you in the next video. Till then, take care, be happy and keep smiling.